Gauge your grades for the 9 weeks. I know how a lot of you are. You're like, oh, what can I do to raise my grade? Like 2 days before the quarter, like the answer's nothing. Okay, like you gotta, it's like you practice for the games. You gotta play well in the games. Well, this is like your last game of the 9 weeks. Just make sure you're ready. I think you can do pretty well. However, you need to be prepared. Okay, so you're doing, I think, a pretty good job of these. You know, I check every time. I know you do these. But I don't know how much additional some of you do. It probably varies by exam. But if you want to knock this out of the park, you make sure you know everything that might come your way tomorrow vis-a-vis proofs, okay? We'll talk about all that stuff. I'll get you the study guide in just a little bit. Okay, hopefully you did okay last night. You know, again, I'm never going to worry about your ability to do the algebra and get the triangles and all the angles. Just remember, everything should line up. So without spending too much time on it, I don't know if I pick one of these out, 4, 5, or 6. Pick one. 4. Ooh, I wasn't ready for 4. Okay. How many triangles are there? I see why you picked number 4. Okay. There's 3 triangles. Everything should work out in this triangle, but also what? The big one, okay? You might not use all 3 of them, but when you're checking your work, they should still line up. Okay, we talked a little bit about that yesterday. Okay. I also told you that there is that workaround for the exterior angle theorem. So I'm looking at number 7. Yes, I think you should know that 70 plus 38 is angle 1. But if you find angle 2 and then subtract from 180, it's fine. It's the same answer. Okay, but you need to know what a remote interior is going forward. The remote interiors are, in this case, 38 and 70, not 2, because it's adjacent to the 1. But if you want to do it the workaround way, that is totally fine, okay? I wouldn't worry about the proof for number 13. I didn't really write it as a full 2-column proof. You did need the knowledge that it was a total of 540 degrees. I wouldn't worry about that one if that proof gave you a hard time, okay? And we should be good, okay? Cool, so we have this happy birthday. Hopefully your birdie is a slam dunk. It's from Tristan, but I didn't label that. So I don't know, does anybody know any Tristans? Okay. You do, hopefully they're an okay person. Let's talk about the outline of the exam. I've received positive feedback to knowing what the outline is, but you still need to be aware. Okay, there are 8 multiple choice question, 9 short answer, 1 fill-in proof, 1 proof all on your lonesome. Okay, we told you we've been building toward that. You've made a lot of progress. I would not lie to you. If I thought you were getting worse at the proofs, I would tell you you're getting worse at the proofs. You're not, okay, but you want to be as prepared as possible. Okay, how you choose to complete said proof will kind of be up to you. Most of you will probably do a 2-column proof. You could do a flow proof, okay, but there will be the fill in the proof. Now, if I were you, the first thing I would do is study. The second thing I would do is I would use the exam as clues. So if you're finding, I don't know if you figured out by now, I never take that. Like when I'm going over things, like I never take this, okay? So what do I mean by that? Well, you're looking through. You clearly have an understanding of the theorems, even if you don't remember the names. Like this is a theorem. If you know 70 plus 38 will lead to 108, but you don't remember that's a theorem, you could look at this question on the test and say, that's a theorem, and then what is it called? I'm not saying that's the best way to study. That's usually a little too late. But if you prepare, you study, you're doing your proof on the test, you can't quite remember what something is called, you can look at the other questions as a guide. I don't know if any of you do that. I'll bet a couple of you do. That is a good test-taking strategy. Ultimately, this is a 40-point exam. Okay, the proof should decide, do I get an A or a B? It should not decide, like, do I pass the exam or not, because the rest of it should be fairly solid. Okay, Kayla, what is your question?
For the 2-column proof, is there a specific order it has to be in, or can it be?
Some steps can be done in different orders. It depends. There are certain interchangeable parts, and then there's times where it can't be interchangeable. Depends on the outline of the proof. Okay, we've talked about that. There's a couple times where steps could be interchanged, but some steps can't come before other ones. Okay? Why don't you come up and grab the study guide? I'll talk to you about it briefly. And then we'll go forward.
I got you.
Yes, getting it for the table is a nice thing.
I don't even know how many I have.
Okay. So, yeah, I think you've made a lot of progress with the parallel lines, skew lines, plane stuff. Think all the way back to chapter 1 and how some of you were good and some of you were like, I don't know about it. I think you've made a good bit of progress with it back there. Here at 5's getting a seating chart. You guys can get one too as far as I'm concerned. It's not hard. Okay, it's just these are the moments where I can't have the chatter. Really, it's not me. I don't care. It's not going to affect my grade. Other people don't want to hear your noise. They want to hear about what they need to do. Okay? You've made a lot of progress with this stuff. That is good. Okay? So I feel pretty good about that. I think you pretty much know what all of these are. Before you can get to the theorems and postulates, you need to know what all of them are. So I'm not super worried about that stuff. Okay? These are your biggies, your postulates, okay, your theorems. Okay, as you're seeing, okay, the alternates are the theorems. The other stuff are pretty much postulates. These ones have to be proven and can be proven. Okay, these ones can't be. So just keep that in mind. Am I going to ask you to recreate those proofs? Probably not. But they're your reasons. They are your justifications for the proof that I might ask. Okay? Then we did the converse of them. This wasn't trying to prove the angles. This was all about doing what? What does it say at the top? Proving lines parallel. Okay, we had the Tuesday, you did well. We had the random half day. Then we did Thursday. We said Thursday was the flip of Tuesday. Okay? The logic of it makes sense, but when you're giving your reasons, they all have to have converse in front of them. Okay, just to have that. Okay? This is the stuff we did last Friday. This is parallel and perpendicular lines. I did tell you that a lot of these can be saved by drawing a picture. So if you can't remember the fill in the blanks, a quick sketch usually will get the job done. We'll see one or two of those in the Kahoot today. Then we have yesterday, okay, which I think you did a pretty nice job with yesterday. Yesterday is going to be more about applying it than proving it. If you noticed yesterday, we spent more time getting answers than we did actually proving it, okay? All the theorems and postulates are located within a Quizlet. Okay, so that is always yours to use in the event that you need to. Okay, you have the practice. There's a couple extra things in there. You have that study guide, which is never required. And I will post the Kahoot later, but I'll probably need at least 1 or 2 emails from some of you to remind me because that's what it takes these days. Okay, I don't mind. I don't do it till after period. Okay, any questions? No? Cool, let's do it. This is actually a pretty short one. And then you should have a chance to kind of do a couple things on your own. You'll want that calculator. There's not a lot of scratch work to do. Maybe one piece of paper. Maybe one. Oh, hold up. What's...
You didn't know there was a whole...
No. Is it just Halloween themed? Is that it? Oh, okay. Whatever. We'll go for it. Alright, let's see here. Are we good? Oh, I like the creepy. You might need a piece of scratch paper, not a ton. Some of the first couple are quick, which is usually how we do these things. Well, the font is even kind of different. Actually, the font could be disruptive. The font could be disruptive. It's a little different than what because I didn't make this. It's a Halloween one. I like this font actually. It's pretty good. Okay. Oh, boost parallel. So we're talking. What happened here? Okay. Parallel to GE. You should, in theory, if I asked you, you should be able to name all the parallel segments to it if you needed to. Okay. Don't pick out any that are skew. Okay. Or that intersect. Okay. So that was the only one that was parallel. Which line segment is skewed to JK? Same diagram. Okay, JK and DE, well, those are parallel to each other. If you're ever not sure about skew, the first thing that comes to mind for me, I just think about it at my desk. If I have like two pencils, it's like here. Those are skew. One is clearly going up and down. You could never put them in the same plane at all. Those are parallel segments, though. Remember, those are all parallel to that segment. It's a couple of pairs. Which is oh, this is fast. I thought about making it a 10-second question.
No.
4 and 6 are same side interior. There's nothing alternate about them. They're same side, not alternate. Which angle corresponds to angle 7? Ooh, this is a 10-second one. Alright, if you pick 6, I'm going to go ahead and assume that you will get it right when it matters. But hey, maybe you won't. I don't know. Come on. Which pair of angles are alternate exterior angles? Yeah, I gave you a little longer on this one. Can we stop yelling out answers? Because sometimes we yell out wrong ones. We yell out wrong ones. Go down. Yeah, I gave you a minute to look at this diagram. No. Oh, yay! Let's go. Good work. You need pink line, transversal, 3 and 9. Good. Look at us. A 30 for 30. Same diagram. Nope. Same transversal, same parallel lines. Hey, same parallel lines, same transversal. You ended up not needing this side of the diagram. I could ask you like 1,000 questions on this one, but I won't. Just look at it carefully. No calculator, not needed. This is fun 8th grade stuff that's coming at you later in the year. So let's look at it. Now again, there's 8th grade specific stuff. 7th graders, you'll just see it a year early, but that's the way these courses always work. Okay, you will see a lot of this stuff kind of by hand. You know how they'll give you like the non-calculator questions on the PSSA? Well, in 8th grade, this is one they would totally give you. So yes, you can just multiply 9.4 by 2 and get 18.8. And yes, you can multiply and add them. So this looks totally believable, but I heard a couple people say it. Layla. Yeah, I taught this to you last year, and I'll remind you, but the first number has to be between 1 and 10. So this is not legal scientific notation, even though it's the right number. You have to bump it over to 1.88 and then slide the decimal over one more spot. Now, it's not going to show up tomorrow, okay, but it is going to show up down the line. Try to throw them at you occasionally just so you see, okay? If you got this, and if you got this, you're not like lost. You got to acknowledge that's not true scientific notation. Okay, it's got to be bumped. That was the Chen unit. The horizontal lines are parallel. So these are parallel. How do I know? Because I told you.
Oh my god, I figured.
Ooh. Look at that. Several. In parallel lines cut by a transversal, there's only 2 angle measures. If you have true parallel lines in a transversal, all of the acute angles are congruent and all of the obtuse ones are. So if you were like, which one do I pick? Well, there were a lot of options. Okay, you pick it from there. Ooh, they're parallel, which can be used to directly prove that angle 1 is congruent to angle 8. Direct. Cool. Yay! Good work. There's indirect ways to do it, but that's the direct. Now, some of you probably didn't look at the diagram. You're like, I'm just going to gamble. Well, you gamble on a test. It's not going to work out for you. It just told you, parallel lines, cut by a transversal. There's only 2 angle measures. Okay? So measure of angle 5 is 126. There's 3 other 126s. And what are all the others? They're all 54s. Okay? Well, 5 is here, 4 is here. Alternate interiors, they're congruent. They're both 126. Those questions you cruised through last year because they were always parallel. Ooh. Okay. Question. Maybe you know what this is. Do you know what a red herring is? What?
Like the bird?
Okay, well, yeah, no, you don't know. It's in a literary context, you know what it means? It's a distraction or a fake. I thought more people did that. That's okay. Okay, there's a red herring on the board. What is it?
The NIV.
N, just all of N. You don't need N at all. Okay, but you do need to focus on L and M. Now, if I were in your shoes, there are 2 ways that these would be parallel. If they're parallel, this is 105, that is also 105, and then they make 180. Or, don't forget, you have your vertical angles. I know we've only been using them in proofs, but if this is 105, this is 105. And for these to be parallel, same side interiors have to be, anybody? Supplementary. But you could have also done it where if this is 105 and these were truly parallel, this is also 105, and then they make a linear pair. Okay, but N had nothing to do with it. We don't care. We just want L and M. And please remember, I said this the other day, you're going to see wording like this tomorrow. Okay, you can't come up and be like, what does it mean? Because we've actually crushed these questions. You have to find the right value that lets them be parallel. Okay, and that's what that's up here. If you set them equal to each other, you got to look at the diagram a little bit more carefully. Ooh, we haven't done this since last year either. Oh, it's so easy. It's so easy. Woof. Woof. Okay. Thank goodness nobody picked negative. That's a good thing. Okay. Correlation will come up. Now, I'm not going to reteach it to you. I will refresh you. We actually did it in Algebra 1 last year. We're actually doing it right now in Algebra 1. Okay. While you might be tempted to say it's a positive correlation, it is fairly weak positive, I guess you could say. That's not good enough. It's definitely not linear. Linear would mean I could draw a line first. Okay. No one picked negative. Thank goodness. Okay. But it is just nonlinear. In fact, you should know what this is. Ooh, it's exponential. Okay, nobody cares, but it's true. It's exponential. There are exponential regressions. You ran them last year. You can't use quadratic because there's another end to it, but yeah. Shh. Too much chatter. I want the measure of angle 1. Ooh. All right. So, there's a couple ways to go about doing it. I'm not sure you can directly go right to angle 1. You do have to find the value of x. I would start with, if these are truly parallel, which it says that they are, it's cut. These two are going to be what relationship? Supplementary. And then, I guess we could finish it. So 5x is 150. Is x 30? Okay, finish the question though. So if this is 30, then this whole angle, 60, therefore 120. There's other ways, but you got to get x. Okay, and then find the angle. This is old-timey stuff. Understand, and this is just reading the question. Do I want the variable or do I want the angle measure? So if you got to pick 30, you probably got x correct. That's great. You got to give me what I want. Just read the directions careful. Okay, I know you do a better job on that on the test than the Kahoot, but you can do it on the Kahoot as well. Measure of angle 1 and measure of angle 2. You can just use each transversal separately. So Moxley, how do I know what the angle 2 is 66?
Because they're alternate interiors.
Yeah, if I use this transversal, alternate interiors, okay, and then I'll just stay over there. Okay, Louis, how do I know what angle 1 is? Same side interior, but those are not congruent to each other. Those are actually supplementary. Or I guess you could make this 94 and then get it from there. Okay, just use each transversal separately. Well, what value of x is D parallel to E? I thought that was you for this.
Well, yeah, it actually is. Except
You need to
it's
develop
configured.
Kahoot fingers.
Yeah.
A Kahoot pointer. Actually, this one could be done swiftly in your head. Yeah, it's actually you. Now, if you set them equal to each other, I'm kind of out of ideas at this point. Those are same side interiors. They are supplementary. So if you set them equal to each other, yeah, you're going to get the wrong answer every time. Okay, actually, you get all hyped to write it out. You add these together, that's 9x. These cancel out. 9x equals 180, x is 20. Okay, it's actually pretty quick. But you can't set them equal to each other at this point. We're like past that at this point. We should be. Which statement proves that A is parallel to B? This one.
How do you simplify this?
Yeah, I don't know how to hold any of this stuff. I like to play the upright bass maybe instead. Ooh, not bad. There's a lot of distractors here. Hey, a lot of distractors here. You have to focus on what matters. We're the only lines we care about right now, A and B. We do not care about what? Okay. And I know that that's like annoying because you're like, I wish I could get rid of the rest of the diagram. Well, you kind of can't, okay? So either X is my transversal or Y is my transversal. If I use Y as my transversal, then the option is 10 and 11 are same side interiors. There's your 180. That would prove them parallel. What would our reason be if we were writing a proof? Converse of same side interior angles. Postulate. Postulate. It's not theorem, it's postulate. Okay. See, aren't you glad you asked earlier?
Yeah.
I told you it was going to be like, it was going to be a couple. It was going to be a couple slides in. Ooh, X and Y this time. I like this font, this Halloween font. I'm excited for our Halloween extravaganza here. I'm expecting big things from the costume. Okay, a little bit better. X and Y, same diagram. So now I want X and Y. I don't care about A and B except for being the transversal. Okay? If A was the transversal, if you could get these guys congruent, what would the reason be if it was a proof? Converse, alternate interior angles, theorem. The alternates are theorems, the other ones are postulates. I'm not sure if anybody picked up on that. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's got nothing to do with this. Algebra 1. I know I did something mean too. Shh. Thank you. Yes.
I picked the dark blue because I thought that it was equal.
Oh.
I didn't read the thing in its entirety.
Oh, sadness. Oh. So, little reminder. Last year, talking about, this applies to everybody, but let's talk 8th graders predominantly. Last year, your PSSA was basically all pre-algebra stuff. You were like a year ahead. This year, guess what your PSSA is going to be? It's going to be all algebra stuff. The good news is, I can get you there quickly. The bad news is, some of you didn't remember a few things. Okay, now the one thing I did that I thought was a little dirty was I did the table in reverse. But I don't know if anybody really actually got fooled by that. Instead of it going up, it went down. The slope is 3, right? As x goes up 1, okay, I'll use this one. As x goes up 1, y goes up 3. The slope is 3. Well, that's nothing. That's just opposite. That's parallel. This is the reciprocal. Perpendicular is the opposite reciprocal. And before you get all worried, you're like, wait, how do I know if the y-intercept is +7? It doesn't matter. It's the only one that has that option. Any line with a slope of -1/3 is perpendicular. Okay, I can't even say that I'm disappointed by that one. Miss James would be disappointed by that one. I can go get her?
No.
But I bet I could. She doesn't have to scream at her virtual kids for another 10 minutes. I still got a couple people finishing it. I gave you a little longer for this one because I want to make sure it gets done right. Okay. So if you're looking at this diagram, just think about things that you know. These are congruent. These are vertical angles. So if I can get x, I know that angle 1 is 2x plus 14. I also know these are vertical. So this is 5x plus 12. So you didn't have to do it this way, but I did that, and then I realized to get x, I could add these together to get 180, get my x value, and then get that angle. That's not the only way to do it, but that is the way that I thought about it. Okay. Ultimately, these are supplementary, and then you can get x and you can go from there. So, 2/3 of the way through. Bertha Drive. See the A, B, C, D, E thing again. If you ever become like a city planner, be more creative than these people.
I did red.
Now don't fall for looks in math and in life. Don't fall for looks, okay? Pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Yeah, maybe these are perpendicular, maybe these aren't. We have no proof that those are actually perpendicular. We can only go off of what we're told. Adam Court or whatever is perpendicular to Bertha Drive, so that's perpendicular, and is perpendicular to Charles Street. That means they're parallel to each other. Maybe the other stuff's true, but we have no way to know it for sure. That's that theorem that we learned that I told you. As long as you can understand a diagram, you might not need to quote the theorem that often. Might need to sketch this, up to you, because which is not true. You compare your drawings. Not true. Now, if you missed the not, well, let's tell you. It looks like a lot of you at least drew pictures. A is perpendicular to B. Okay, so A is perpendicular to B. B is perpendicular to C. So where am I drawing C? Below or above, right? Okay. Somewhere parallel, which gives away one of the answers. Okay. C is parallel to D. Wherever I drew C, yeah, I know B's not drawn well. Okay. And D is perpendicular to E. So where's E going to be?
Parallel to B.
Somewhere over here. Okay. And then from here, yeah, okay, which of them is not true? B and D are perpendicular. The other ones actually are all true. This is actually a sneakier one. You had to like draw it, and then you have to actually consider all of the other ones. All the other ones are true. That one's false. Couple more. Ha! Oh, please, it's not that hard. I reckon you don't even need a calculator for this. You can use it. What?
It's me.
Huh?
It's me.
There is no A, B, or C.
Me.
Okay. 3x squared plus 7 equals, what was this? 154? Shh. I am the captain. Step 1, subtract the 7. I don't know why you would do anything else. Okay, so what does this become? 147? Is it 7? Okay, then do what? Divide everybody by 3, lands you here. Now for those of you not remembering, let's go over here. Come over here. Thank you. Okay, last year, okay, when we learned, like, the square root of 49, that's just 7. The principal square root of 49 is 7. But when you take the square root of each side, now all of a sudden, x could be either one. When you take the square root, that's why plus and minus came into the fold. Okay, so what are we doing? Come on. Come on. We're not like packing up a U-Haul. Let's just move. Okay, so that's why this is like 7, but when you take the square root of each side, it is plus or minus 7. Okay, so we make it. What is that clip? What we got? We clip it. Which can't you use to prove lines parallel? Why? Ooh. Ooh. So like, let's think this through. That doesn't prove lines are parallel. That proves that if lines are parallel, angles are congruent to each other. That's why that's the one that you can't do. The other ones are all converses. Actually, this one is true. If you can show that 2 lines are perpendicular to the same line, they must be parallel to each other. Okay? You need to look for the word converse. Without the word converse, you were not able to pick something, okay? Oh, it's not that bad. Yay! Yay! What's the measure of angle A? So you got 2 options. You can either add this, that, and that to get 180, or if you want to save yourself like 1 step, if this is 90, you can just add these and set them equal to 90. It's the same thing, you get the same answer. Okay, don't forget to get the actual angle measure, last couple. Value of y, we did a bunch of these yesterday. Shh, we did a bunch of these yesterday, you did great. Hey. What? Chicken butt. What? Wow. It's fun for you. Yay! Should have kept track of how many exactas we had. That's at least 3. That's 3, I think. I almost made this a 5-second question. I thought, then I get yelled at because it's too fast. I can't win. Yay! 4 exactos. Last 2. What's the value of S? Shh. Don't be afraid of the fractions, especially since you have a calculator.
I just lost because I picked an answer.
Come on. If you add them up, they equal 180. Actually, the plus 3 and minus 3 cancel out. So that's 2 sevenths S plus another full S equals 180. You can use the calculator to solve from there. Shouldn't be too bad. Last one. Measure of angle A. It is cute. Is that what you said? Yeah, I thought so too. Toad's adorable. I like the sunrise music. Woo. Get back over here. There we go. Be jazzy over here now.
It's like 200.
What was that back there? Come on. I have to do seats in here, don't I? It's trending in that direction. The sad thing is the people that don't cause problems, they suffer too. That's just life, though. You probably get a lot of that in your other classes, but you know. I know. I thought we could be different in here, but we may not be able to. Okay. This one's sneaky. This one's sneaky. Now, if you pick negative 11, that's actually the value of x. Okay. So how do you want to approach it? Now, you could try to mess around with the exterior angles. However, I don't know, you might get confused. Plus, get the those interiors don't make this, they should make that angle. So I didn't take that approach. I really wanted to do this triangle. Do I have enough information to use that triangle? I actually do, but I got to work for it. What's that?
45.
Okay, that's good. I don't know what A is, but I know something that A is congruent to. They're vertical. So I actually do know that I can write this for my triangle. 31 plus x plus the 45, which I just deleted, plus this angle equals 180. Now, you might freak out because when you add all these up, I think you get 2x equals negative 22. So you might think, well, there's a problem. That's just the value of x. You can get x equals negative 11, and then when you plug it in, it's 115. This guy is also 115. You could find that as well. Okay, so that's the way I approached it. I didn't mess around with exteriors because I need actually like the right remotes to create that, and I just did that. Okay. Cool. So you only have about 5 minutes left. If I were you, I would at the very least be looking over that study guide or your theorems. Okay, I wouldn't waste 5 minutes. Let's see where we fell. So there's Jazzy, Moxley, Prisha. Come on up. Moxley, you get first pick. Okay. Jazzy. And somebody will remind me later and I'll post that, but you know, I'm gonna